I'm Kimmie Rose, and this is your weekly vibe and mantra for June the 23rd through June the 30th, 2019. And we're just in the dusk, the sun is going down, it's about 9 o'clock. And I just wanted to take some time to just enjoy, the sounds of nature. There are some mosquitoes, but, mosquitoes, I haven't figured out exactly what their job is, but I'm sure they have a purpose, and as do any part of nature. Spiders, I'm not one to want to kill them, so I think that it's important for us to honor nature. And so I thought it'd be nice to just sit here and listen to the sounds of nature, the birds as they're starting to, just go to bed, they're sleeping. You can hear them. The mama's talking to their babies. And soon it'll just start quieting down, and then we'll hear the crickets starting to just come in. And if we really listened, we would be able to hear the crickets right now, because the crickets are actually in the daytime. You can hear the crickets too. The crickets tell us a lot about the weather, kind of weather we're going to have, even the energy, because the crickets are very in tune with the frequency of this earth, as are the birds, as are the trees, as are we becoming more attuned to the vibe, the frequency. That's why I call it the weekly vibe and mantra, because it is all about the vibe. I'm sitting here, and many of you might not be able to see it, but right behind me is my little Buddha. And then I have the Blessed Mother, and I've got a little statue of Jesus, and I have stones underneath here where my girls and I, we've wrote all kinds of intentions. We make these little stones where people it's a way of people communicating with each other, and it's a way that I've worked with my kids. Actually, if you go to the earlier videos here on this channel, you can see me actually creating the stones and talking about the purpose of them. Like, for instance, my kids, we want to just tell each other something, so we'll take them out and they make a sentence. I appreciate you. I'm tired today, I don't feel good. The kids have even done that, where they'll spell it out, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, or I appreciate you, or other things of communication. But what I do is, a lot of times I'll do a session, I'll have somebody come out and they pick up a stone, and it'll give them a message. It may say empowerment, or sleep, or rest, or it'll have some type of frequency word on it, support. And oh gosh, I could go through all kinds of them. Joy, sustenance. Each one of those crystalline vibrations we need in our life in order to feel that peace, in order to feel that wholeness. And that is where we are this week. If we have not expressed our needs this week, if we have not figured out what we do not want in our life, I'm going to be shocked. You'll have to tell me, because most of you probably have. And it doesn't mean the relationships in your life that ended are forever gone. A lot of times when, during last week's full moon, when the relationships stop or cease, if they cease because there's something that happened that was not respectful, or maybe you are bringing up a mirror to someone of something that they don't like in their life and it just needed to stop. Hopefully whatever happened, it happened for the highest good of the person that had to walk away. Because that person, you have to let them go, I'm going to tell you that, because that person is part of your story and has been, and maybe even part of the reason they were part of your story was just for them to realize some things about themselves. Like, maybe they got mad at you and said, you won't control me. And what they realized is nobody can control them, that they're in control. And you needed just to be quiet, and you could stand up for yourself a little, but just let them go. And your first inclination every day is I want to, I had a couple of people say, I want to just get a hold of that person. I'm like, no, just let it go. Let it go. Because they asked for that space, and they deserve that space. You trying to fix it and to come after them and to nurture them and make it better is not the answer. There are some people in this world that need to learn these things on their own, because some of these people have had so much of that in their childhood that they don't know how to be in touch with themselves. And I'm laughing because I was one of those people, even though I can say I'm a survivor of incest, but I also am a very blessed person. I have two wonderful parents, but it was kind of like if you don't have a goldfish, you get a new one, or, like my parents loved me a lot, but there were certain things they didn't want me to feel lack of. And they didn't want me to feel the things they felt lack. And that's what we always do as parents, right? We want to make things better for our kids, where if you really think about it, I was listening to my aunt talk about her childhood, and she said, we just didn't have certain things, but we were happy. And so we think we need all this stuff, when in reality, we have just what we need, and that's one another. When we can connect with each other and realize that everybody is part of our story and we are part of everyone's story that we meet, we can become more grateful for whatever has happened, and we can also understand that we are one. How do you say that, right? With this frequency you might be feeling right now, where you're just like, I'm just so frustrated because I realized I didn't want that last week. And now it's like, I gotta keep that away, because if I bring that back in my life, I am gonna go down the rabbit hole. Guess what? Just by letting that go, you're already going down the rabbit hole. But I'm gonna say, the rabbit hole, if you watch even Alice in Wonderland, it's not a bad place. It's a place where you enter a magical place of new beginnings. And with those new beginnings comes a sense of inspiration and new ideas, cultivating new things. So sometimes having certain people go out of your life, you might have to learn things maybe that they did. Or maybe you might learn that what they did or did not do was not so difficult, or maybe it is difficult, and you find someone else. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You are exactly where you need to be. You need to trust that. Even if you're alone right now, it's funny because I'm by myself. My house is empty. I have a house that I have 5 children. I'm listening to a motorcycle go by. I have 5 children, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so quiet here. My youngest is 16, and it just seems like it's just way too quiet. And when my other kids were younger, my boys, they were always home, and they always had their friends over, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I will say my girls, they're with family tonight, so usually they're here, but it's like you don't know what to do with yourself, right? You're like, what do I do with myself? The thing that I realized was, there's so much beauty around me that what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something fun, something I enjoy, because I always put that ideology of the only time I should have fun is when I'm with the people I love. The rest of the time is work. And I do love my job, so I can't complain, but I'm going to do something fun. So I planted some sage today, and I'm tending to my rock garden. And yeah, I know that doesn't sound fun to some of you, but to me, it's fun because it's very grounding, and it helps me to get my hands in the dirt. It helps me to connect with Mother Earth, and it allows me to stay awake. Just because other things throughout the course of the week, built up, and they built all the way up until Friday, and it was like, boom! The things that you forgot about on last Friday, right in front of you. I didn't deal with that. That's not fixed. It's not better. So you may have had spouts of anger, frustration, different things that came out of your mouth. Forgive yourself. You're human. If you're feeling guilty or heavy or lonely right now, because that is the vibe, forgive yourself. You're human. You are allowed. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to trip and fall. You are allowed to say the wrong thing. And if someone cannot forgive you for that, if someone cannot do that, then you need to look deeper at yourself and ask yourself, where am I not forgiving me? Chances are, if you have people in your life that are having a hard time forgiving you, there's something that you have not forgiven within you. That's true. You may think it right to death, but remember, everybody in your life is a mirror. Everyone in your life is mirroring something about you in them. So remember, everybody you have a relationship with. So if there's someone who's frustrated and let's say they're not talking to you, maybe it was because you were frustrated with yourself and they got irritated with you because you were not being true to yourself. Maybe they reacted. And they think about it. How many times do people react out of anger or negativity when you're feeling that that's going to happen anyways, or you're not feeling good enough, or you're not feeling worthy? It's such a normal thing, and that is what we are up against this week, but it's not bad, because if you can just open up and say, I see it, but I am good enough. I'm going to get my hands into the things I love. So I really encourage you to get into some art. Anything that helps to promote mindfulness. My dog is right here. He wants to play catch. And I'm like, K-catch or frisbee or even golf. One of my friends suggested golfing. I'm like, I don't really like to golf, but you know what? I would go golfing with you. I would totally go golfing with you. So, maybe back when I first golfed, I thought it was kind of boring, and maybe it won't be so boring this time. Try it, right? I mean, if somebody suggests it, the way I look at it is, why not? And that's the same thing with your fears, is to rid your fears. So this week with my family, we went to a place called Cedar Point, which is a gigantic amusement park with big roller coasters. And I used to be terrified to go on the roller coasters. I went on every one of those roller coasters with my arms up, and I just felt myself just moving with things. I wasn't jerking around, anything like that. It was wonderful, and I'm like, I can't believe I was even afraid. Fear is such a crazy thing. It makes you, it literally restricts you. It restricts your mind, and then it creates all these thoughts. And it could take one little story that says, he is tired, he needs some time to himself too. He is tired, he needs time to himself because he's acting different and he's mad at me. He is tired, he needs time to himself, he's acting different and he's mad at me because, wait a minute, because he was looking at his phone all the time. He was talking to someone. And then next thing you know, it's a whole story, and there's somebody that's probably made up. That's what would be happening right now. I'm saying, get your paranoid thoughts out of the way. Most likely, you've made it up in your mind, and this is the time to release it. Let it go and allow what needs to come in to come in. Literally, the seeds are planted. It's like, okay, the beanstalk is growing. You don't have to climb it because it's already connecting heaven on earth. Bring the frequency in. Eat well, breathe well, sleep well, smile, laugh, play. Have appreciation for what is in your life. And those things and people that aren't, ask them through your heart to hear you and let you know that they have not loved. And you'll feel that. You will feel that, and they will feel you. I promise you. Everybody you've ever had in your life, even if they are gone right now, if they left last week, chances are something will come around and work itself out. And it may not be a long-term relationship, but it will be some type of lesson that comes about between the two of you. That I left out in last week's Vibe and Mantra, and that's why I said in the beginning, I want to continue this because it's so exciting, all the things that are happening, but I said, nope, I'm gonna let it be. I will go through the week and do some things, which I do have some videos to share of some grounding exercises I learned, because like I said, I needed to learn, like with that shake up with Sagittarius coming in saying, look at this. I went and I took some private yoga lessons, and there were some other things I did that I'm going to be sharing with you. And also I'm taking on this role of doing my own videos, my own recordings, and it's fun actually. I actually like doing it. It takes a little longer to get things up, and it doesn't matter. I do have this up every week, and it will be up on time every week. I don't have that worry of like it's not going to be on time. It's nice to be in, steering things, and not feeling bad because you're always like feeling like you're always like depending on other people. So this is a good time for self-reliance and asking for support where you need it. That's really important. So if you're feeling lonely, you're feeling frustrated, or you're feeling like nobody's listening, remember you're here on purpose. You are here on purpose. There is no reason for you to worry, because over the course of the next, between now and the fall, let's see, we're in June, July, August, September, the next 4 months, a lot of things will make manifest. So start by changing your mind and deciding that you are good enough and you are worthy enough and you can do anything, and let go of your fears and trust the process. Trust the process of love. And I'm going to play Frisbee when I'm done. So your weekly vibe, and this is just a short one, but it's important because I want you to feel supported, to know that you're going to be feeling that monkey mind, you're going to feel paranoid, you're going to feel alone. And anybody that went out of your life last week, it'll come back. It'll come back around somehow. Things will work themselves out. It may not be the way you thought it would be, but there's a reason that happened, and it's not for you to overthink. When they come back, you'll discuss it, and you will figure some things out that are pretty amazing. So please, don't be paranoid. Trust the process. The seeds are planted. Bring heaven on earth. We are in the time of the ascension. And the ascension, C.T. Michael, as he said, we are in the time of Native American prophecy. This is the time where these things have happened, and we must embrace them instead of being afraid and running away. It's good to embrace them. Embrace the truth. Embrace the path. And so we're going to do the mantra. I actually wrote it down. My friend Joey Ziegler, hopefully he'll be able to watch this mantra. He is just getting into, learning learning electronics and things. I really love him because he's a great healer. He is such an amazing person, and he just said, he called me, and he's on his journey. He said, I just left my house. I'm going to travel wherever I need to go. And I was like so excited because it's something I've been feeling, and so have a lot of other people for a long time, that he has some big things to do. So Joey shared this with me, and I think it's really important to really bring this into your being this week. So if you want to close your eyes and just know that you are enough. And I am just going to start with a quick Nothing is done to us. It's all done for us. Nothing is done to us. It is all done for us. I trust where I am. Joey told me this. I love it. Nothing is done to us. It is all done for us. I trust where I am. Trust the process. You are exactly where you need to be. We're going to be coming up into a new moon, and I can't wait to help you to nurture that which has grown, and to take it into the collective, and to teach you how to just think of people or think of what you need, and to teach you how those things will just boom, automatically show up. It's going to be a great 2 weeks. I can't wait to work with you, and I'll be sharing things. I'm also going to be doing some online classes. So you can go over to KimmieRose.com. That's with an IE, or download the app Kimmie Rose. And also, if you would like to check out, I have a bunch of wonderful Light the Way prisms of light, beautiful prisms of light, amazing healers, teachers, counselors, all part of a team of people here to light the way. When I came up with the name Light the Way, I got that from where Jesus said, I am the light. I am the truth. I am the way. It was always with the intention that anybody that walked through the door or came to see any of us is that they know that they are that, and they have all the abilities, as many abilities as anyone that's working with them has. And this is what it's about. It's about bringing that out, waking up. I'm getting ready to release my book in the fall. It is a great way to open up your intuition, releasing the book and the manual, launching it in Hawaii, Honolulu, the end of September through the beginning of October. I am so excited, and I am so excited for people to embrace their gifts. And with that, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to connect with me. And please, if you want to get a hold of me, you can call 734-854-1514 or go over to lighttheway.com. That's LITE, theway.com. Have a great week, and peace.
Without the ends, and every breath of hers was a thorn and desire, and every petal's blushing red. It's on my fingertips, in my legs.